Tonight, the breaking news right here on the ground in Texas. The stunning new numbers just released here. They say at least 110 people dead, and they now say another 173 people are still missing. Tonight, we'll take you out onto the river here with his son searching for his parents who were swept away in their cabin. Also breaking as we start tonight, the tornado warning near Philadelphia. The severe thunderstorm watch right now near New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. But first tonight, the new images now emerging of the deadly flooding here, the worst in the U.S. in decades. The Guadalupe River rising 26 feet in 45 minutes. Families trapped with water rising in their homes, calling for help. The haunting video capturing those cries for help, the roaring sound of the rushing waters. Tonight, with the window closing here, search teams in the air on horseback and trudging through the mud, looking for possible survivors. And we're with that son looking for his parents who were swept away. And the images tonight, his brother's RV, the video of it being swept away. They survived, and now they're looking together for their parents. And Matt Gutman tonight on the growing questions about the emergency alerts. Many here asking why they didn't receive them on their phones. And for those who did receive alerts, why didn't they get them sooner? And here in Flash Flood Alley, why are there no sirens? And what happened in the community where there were sirens? Also on this Tuesday night, more than 60 million Americans in the Northeast on alert for those severe thunderstorms. A severe thunderstorm watch from New York City down to Washington, and that tornado warning near Philadelphia. Ginger Z standing by, she's tracking it all. The major decision tonight by the TSA, effective immediately after nearly 20 years, and in the wake of 9/11 and an attempted shoe bombing, the TSA now says you no longer have to take off your shoes. Some now asking, will flying still be as safe? Tonight, President Trump with harsh words now for Vladimir Putin, saying he's not happy with the Russian leader. The president resuming weapon shipments to Ukraine. And President Trump saying Putin is very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless. Tonight, there is news involving Sean Diddy Combs and his sentencing. Also tonight, the American tourist missing, and now the discovery. And right here in Texas tonight, so many of you at home across this country asking how you can help. So tonight here, we'll go down the list.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, reporting tonight from Kerrville, Texas.
Good evening tonight from Central Texas, the Hill Country, where 5 days now after the deadly floods, the worst in the U.S. in decades, the desperate and painstaking search for the missing goes on. But you can sense here on the ground, families know time is running out. Just moments ago, Texas Governor Greg Abbott revealing a much higher number tonight, now saying at least 173 people are still missing here. The death toll already rising to at least 110 now. At least 30 of the victims are children. Tonight here, the new and haunting images of this disaster, a mangled pickup truck and snapped trees piled up alongside the Guadalupe River. It rose 26 feet in 45 minutes. Crews from across the country and from Mexico are now on the scene here using heavy equipment to sift through the debris. Walking along the river's edge one by one, trying to reach into that water, looking for any potential victims, and pulling rafts down through the downed trees and into the river to search beneath the water. At Camp Mystic, the camp for girls where so many lives were lost, the children's trunks seen lined up outside the bunkhouses. Dramatic images tonight of survival and of loss. The water suddenly rising around this truck, the driver escaping to the roof, hanging on until rescuers arrived. The son looking for his parents, his brother escaping this RV before it was swept away, but his parents in a nearby cabin were taken away with the current. Their two sons are now searching the river together here, and we were out there today with one of those sons. And what he told me about the last call to his father in that cabin at 4:44 a.m., just as the waters were quickly rising. So many families here still not giving up hope. Tonight, across Central Texas, the Hill Country, a clearer picture of the devastation and the dread now setting in. There is overwhelming grief here, and yet still hope, as searchers from across the U.S. now help families still looking for loved ones here after the deadliest floods the U.S. has seen in decades. Roads, neighborhoods washed away. In Georgetown, Texas, the San Gabriel River flooding the community, the raging waters and debris smashing into the bridge. Tonight, the water's now receding, and this is what's left, the residents and their new reality.
There's the river, San Gabriel River, still ripping. It was all the way up to that green railing. That's insane. It's like 30 feet.
Tonight, 5 days into this search, families here sense the window is closing. They are using heavy equipment to search. Texas game warden officers helping along the Guadalupe River. Local law enforcement and volunteers painstakingly searching mile by mile through the dense brush and debris. Some searching on horseback, from the air, with rescue dogs, in the water. And we go to find Robert Brake along the Guadalupe River. This is where he has been since the 4th of July, every day, looking for his parents who were swept away in their cabin. Hey, Robert. Oh, man. I'm sorry you're dealing with this.
Oh, thank you, guys.
He's not giving up. You've been out every day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
His parents, Robert and Johnny Brake, were in one cabin. His brother Lucas and his girlfriend Irene in a nearby RV. And he got a call from his brother saying they all needed help. So the flooding has just started.
Correct.
It's 4:40 in the morning.
4:40 when my brother called me. That's correct.
And then you call your dad in one of those cabins.
4:44.
And your dad picks up.
That's correct.
And you tell him what's going on.
That's correct.
And you told him that your brother was in need of help in
That's
a nearby
correct.
cabin.
That's correct.
And that's the last time you talked to your dad.
That's right.
His brother and girlfriend escaping their RV. And this is the video of that camper being swept away by the raging waters of the Guadalupe River. And by the time his brother could make his way to their parents' cabin, it was gone. About 50 cabins washed away. They get out, they survive, they get to higher ground.
That's right.
And then he goes to try to get to your parents in the cabin.
That's correct.
And this was after you had called your dad.
That's correct.
And by the time he got there, the cabin was gone.
Everything was gone.
Everything had been swept
His
down.
vehicle, the cabins, every cabin, it was just a pad. Put you guys in harm's way.
And now, every day since, he's been tirelessly climbing through the trees snapped in two, climbing through the debris, looking for his parents in that river.
You see,
Look at the
you see our
sky up
rescuers
here.
coming in?
The help from above. And they're looking for the same thing you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And as we're with him, his wife texts him the last known photo of his father from July 3rd, one day before the floods. Wow, what a great photo to have.
That's my father and that's
Yeah.
my brother. Just
Yeah. I know it's hard.
if you ever wanted to see the kind of man he was, there it is. Just patient, humble, spending time with the people he loves. That's my father. That's my father.
And this is the image. On the eve of the 4th of July, his father's back at the edge of that stone pier, his brother to the side, both fishing. They will cherish this image. They are like so many families here who were along the river. Some telling us they could hear their neighbors who were trapped in their homes. They could hear the voices in the distance crying out for help. The anguish in their voices in the middle of the night. Christine capturing the moment just before the sun came up in Kerrville.
6:08 a.m. Guadalupe River out of its banks onto the public street. Everyone downstream, save your life.
The Nimitz Dam overflowing, the river swelling, water pouring into a street and a nearby park. Jens Hasse was inside his truck as the waters suddenly surrounded him. The power of the current, unmistakable.
That tree right there was underwater an hour ago.
Escaping to his truck's roof until help would eventually arrive and rescue him. And tonight at Camp Mystic, the camp for girls that endured unimaginable heartbreak, authorities now say there are still young campers and a camp counselor who are missing. Among the missing, Kellyanne Lytle.
What do all the reindeer do?
Tonight, her family now sharing this video of her singing at the Christmas pageant. And now first responders are carefully combing through the grounds at Camp Mystic. They find traces of the children, a novel, a Camp Mystic t-shirt. Some 750 girls were there when the floods hit while they were asleep. A camp nurse capturing the beautiful day just 24 hours before, July 3rd, playing games, the smiles on their faces. Some of those still missing were the younger campers who were staying here in these low-lying cabins, less than 500 feet from the Guadalupe River. And tonight here, a look at just how quickly those floodwaters rose. You can see the snaking line there of the Guadalupe River. Starting at 1 a.m., you can see communities along the river and the flooding that had begun. From Camp Mystic to the communities of Hunt, Ingram, Kerrville, all the way down to Comfort. Entire neighborhoods and campsites suddenly underwater. And tonight here, we're learning more about the lives lost at Camp Mystic. 8-year-old Mary Grace Baker had recently celebrated her first communion and was attending the camp. Her school calling her a bright light, saying her giggle was contagious, as was her spirit. 8-year-old Blakely McCrory, her grandfather Douglas, saying the family is just devastated. Anna Margaret Bellows, 8 years old, seen here happily wearing her Camp Mystic t-shirt. Her mother Patricia describing her as a radiant joy and thanking the camp community. They are the young faces of the lives lost here, along with those 8-year-old twins Hannah and Rebecca Lawrence, and Chloe Childress, who had returned to Camp Mystic as a counselor, and Dick Eastland, the beloved longtime camp director who died trying to save the lives of his campers. And overnight here, the quiet, tearful candlelight vigil, young campers and their parents returning to remember their friends, singing Amazing Grace.
And grace will lead me home.
The bravery here, the strength here. And for Robert, back on that river, still looking for his parents, he had a message for them.
If you could say something to your dad and your mom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being such good parents. Thank you for raising good children and instilling good values in us.
That son thanking his parents for teaching them and instilling good values, and obviously you could see those values on full display today. His 5th day now of searching for his mother and father. Our hearts are with so many of the families here. As you know, tonight there are growing questions about the emergency alerts, many asking why they didn't receive them on their phones, and if they did, why they didn't come sooner before the worst of the emergency was already unfolding. And here in Flash Flood Alley, why were there no sirens in so many towns? And what happened in one community about 20 miles from here where they did have sirens? Matt Gutman on the ground here again tonight.
Tonight, with the death toll soaring, so is frustration over the handling of local emergency alert systems in the hours after a surging Guadalupe River made it clear a catastrophe was at hand.
With all due respect, sir, I think that the community here is asking these questions. What happened? When did it happen? Was the emergency manager awake at the time? Did they push the button to issue an emergency alert?
Sir, it's not that easy when you just push a button, okay? There's a lot more to that. And we've told you several times.
I understand. So did it happen, sir?
I can't tell you at this time.
This area is one of the most flash flood prone regions in the country. Nicknamed Flash Flood Alley, ABC News and our own stations learning local leaders spent years discussing a life-saving warning system, but never implemented one. Public meeting records show that as early as August 2016, the city of Kerrville spoke about the importance of a warning system, and by April, a local river authorities board unanimously authorized a contract worth up to $73,000 to develop a system. The status of that contract is unclear. And that is the strategy chosen by Kerrville's neighboring town of Comfort, Texas.
Every day at noon, that siren goes off, alerting people that the system is working. Now, if there were a flash flood here, that siren would sound steadily for 3 minutes straight.
Firefighter Danny Morales, who lost his grandfather in those same floodwaters in 1978, has spent the past several years working to get a new system installed, completed just months ago.
So you've been through these floods, and your job is to try to prevent people from experiencing what you had to go through.
I would hope so.
And Comfort is just 15 miles downriver from where we are. They told us at the fire station that they have 2 sirens. It cost them $70,000. They want to install a third. They say it'll be worth every penny. David.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to agree with that as they hear that tonight. Matt Gutman, our thanks to you. Tonight, finally, one break for families here in Texas. The flood watches and warnings have finally lifted, but we are tracking the other storms. More than 60 million Americans in the Northeast on alert at this hour for severe thunderstorms, New York City to Philadelphia to Washington, D.C., and then the tornado warning near Philadelphia. So Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z is tracking it all again tonight for us. Hi, Ginger.
Hi, David. A few scattered storms for you all in Hill Country by tomorrow afternoon, but overall a much drier forecast to end the week before we get some more rain the weekend. However, like you said here, it's much different. We've got flood watches and a severe thunderstorm watch. We've had nearly 50 severe storm reports already, some gusts over 77 miles per hour. And yes, there have been tornado-warned storms embedded in here, so you could see some rotation in it. What we'll do is move this to the east. Most of it will be offshore after about 10 p.m. And then we'll be talking about the flood alerts, 2-inch per hour rainfall rates. So these will cause really quick flash floods. And by tomorrow, the mid-Atlantic still down into North Carolina, even parts of South Carolina, have a damaging wind hazard. David.
Ginger Z will be watching you first thing in the morning on GMA. Thank you, Ginger. To the other news this Tuesday night, and this major new decision by the TSA, effective immediately, saying passengers no longer have to take off their shoes when going through airport security. That rule imposed nearly 20 years ago in the wake of 9/11 and an attempted shoe bombing. Tonight, some asking, will flying still be as safe? Here's Gio Benitez.
Tonight, a big change at American airports. The TSA saying effective immediately, all passengers, not just those with pre-check, will be able to keep their shoes on through security, something we haven't seen in nearly 20 years after that attempted shoe bombing and in the wake of 9/11.
We anticipate that Americans and travelers and those coming into our country will be very excited that they will no longer have to remove their shoes.
The so-called shoe bomber, Richard Reed, tried to blow up a flight from Paris to Miami in 2001. The explosives packed in his shoes failed to detonate, and Reed was tackled by passengers and crew.
Right, gonna put that up here.
Since then, the TSA has added multiple layers of security, including data on millions of Americans. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem insists flights will be just as secure.
Since that policy was put in place, our security technology has changed dramatically. It's evolved.
But David, there is a caveat. If that scanner alarm goes off for a special screening, you will need to take those shoes off. David.
All right, Gio Benitez on this big change tonight. Gio, thank you. Tonight, President Trump with harsh words for Vladimir Putin, saying he's not happy with the Russian leader. The president lashing out today at Putin, saying he's very nice all the time, but it turns out, quote, to be meaningless. President Trump now saying the U.S. will resume weapon shipments to Ukraine after some were recently paused by the Pentagon. And just today, with the head of the Pentagon, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, sitting right next to the president insisting he didn't know who ordered that pause. When we come back here tonight, news involving Sean Diddy Combs tonight and his sentencing, what the judge has now decided. Also, the American tourist missing and the discovery now tonight. And here in Texas, we know so many of you across the country have been asking, how can you help? And so tonight here, we'll go down one very important list for you. Tonight, the judge in the Sean Diddy Combs trial setting October 3rd now as the date for his sentencing in New York City. His attorneys today abruptly pulling their request to expedite sentencing. Combs facing up to 20 years in prison after being found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. The jury clearing him of the more serious charges. When we come back tonight, a missing American tourist, and now the discovery tonight, and the list, how you can help the families here in Texas. Tonight, authorities are investigating the death of an American tourist in St. Lucia. Travis Wyant reported missing after he didn't make his flight home. He was last seen leaving his hotel room on Sunday. Police now say a body matching his description was found near the water in Rodney Bay. Tonight, no cause of death has been revealed. When we come back here, so many of you at home have been asking how you can help. So we'll go down the list for you right here in a moment. Finally tonight, so many of you asking how to help. This evening, Texas Strong, America Strong. Tonight, amid the heartbreak here across Central Texas, there are also the signs of hope. So many communities near and far from all over the U.S. coming here to help. The people standing shoulder to shoulder, helping to distribute much-needed water, food, and supplies here. The donations inside the gym at Centerpoint Elementary School, just outside hard-hit Kerrville. And here in Kerrville, the nonprofit Mercy Chefs preparing restaurant-quality meals for victims, volunteers, first responders inside the City West Church. And so many of you at home have asked how you can help. Local Kerr County officials have established a relief fund online through the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country. Donations could also be made to nonprofits including the American Red Cross and World Central Kitchen, all on the ground here since the beginning, vowing to help for as long as it's needed. The strength of the people here. That list at abcnews.com/howtohelp Texas flood. Good night.